Okay, this is video 4 of Access Project 2. So we are going to start with doing a little bit of work in the manager account query. Okay, so we're going to double click and open up the manager account query, and we're going to go to design view. Okay, and you can see what's included in that query there. And we are going to do a couple things here. First, under this account manager number, we're going to sort in ascending order. So again, we can sort that there. We're going to sort also by account number in ascending order. Okay, and I'm going to add down here amount paid. Okay, which again comes from the account table. And the criteria, so this is called restricting records. So in criteria, I'm going to put in a command that says only show me records that are greater than 20,000. Okay, so it's going to do all this sorting, but it's only going to show me records that have an amount paid total of greater than 20,000. So I'm going to run that. Okay, and again, you can see it's sorted by account manager number. Okay, and then in ascending order. And then you can see it's only showing amount paid that have a balance of greater than $20,000. So using the greater than, you can use greater than, less than, greater than, or equal to. Okay, all those criteria will work. Okay, so we're done with this query here, so we can do a quick save and then close that. All right, we're actually going to create a new query here. So again, I'm going to go to create and then query design. And we are going to be using, I believe, just the account table. You can always go back and add another one later. So I'm going to add that, close, and stretch this out. And we want to include account number, account name, amount paid, and current due. Okay, and what we're going to do here is something called a calculated field. So what if Pratt Associates here wanted to know the total for each customer by adding amount paid plus current due? Okay, now you could calculate that with a calculator or something, but we can also do some calculations right within our query if we want to know the total amounts for these two put together. So we can actually put a command, a calculation into a query. Okay, so I'm going to go to a blank one here, and I right click. Okay, and right clicked. I want to go down to zoom. Now the reason we're going to use zoom is because there wouldn't be enough room to type in the calculation right here. And so with this, it's the same thing, it's just the text box is bigger. So I can zoom to put in my command. So I'm going to type total amount and then colon and a space, and then I have to use the brackets. So the bracket, and then I can do amount. Make sure you spell these right. Amount paid, close off the bracket, plus current due, again in brackets. And press OK. Okay, and then you can see it's there. Okay, but obviously not enough room. All right, then we can run the query. And then it adds that field for us. So it's adding these two numbers up to get the total. So that's a pretty cool thing you can do to put that in there. Okay, so we can close this. We don't need to save it. Okay, and we're going to create yet another query. So again, query design. And from the account table, close that. And if you look here, you don't see the word totals down here as part of the menu here in Design View. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click the word totals. Okay, click totals and see what it did. It added a total here. We're going to be able to do some statistic calculations here by adding that total. All right, so what I want to add here is the amount paid. Okay, and what I want to do is where it says now in total, you'll see it says group by. I'm going to hit that down arrow and I can do any of these statistics. So here I just want to find the average. So what's the average amount paid for all the accounts? Okay, so again, I had to add this total in order to get all these other options. So now when I run the query, that's the average amount paid for all of the accounts. Okay, it's just one single thing there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Design View of this query. And so that amount paid is showing that's for all of the accounts. But what if I want to know the average for just a certain account number or account manager number? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add account manager number. Okay, and again, I have the total group by selection. And I'm going to go to the where function. And in the criteria, I'm going to put 31. Notice this isn't checked. Okay, so now I'm going to get the average of just the accounts for account manager 31. Run that. Okay, it's a different number. It should be 18,511.68 cents. So I added criteria there. Okay, I'm going to go back to Design View, and I'm actually going to clear this. So highlight those and delete it. All right, and oops, what I wanted shouldn't have cleared that table. So I guess I will go to create a new one. Create query design, go back to the account table. All right, and now I want to add account manager number and then amount paid. So now I'm going to try to find out the average for each account manager number in the same criteria. So the last thing we did only showed us for account manager 31. Okay, so again, I started a new query, so I need to put this totals back in there. So you get group by. Okay, and we're going to do in the account amount paid, we'll do average. All right, and we don't have to put anything else. Okay, it's going to give us now, if we run this, all three account manager numbers that have accounts, and then the average for all three. So it's grouping them by account manager number. All right, so we can close this, okay, and we are going to save it. We're going to give it the name M02, M02Q12. Okay. All right, so next we're going to create something called a crosstab query. So that is going to categorize or organize data that comes from two different places or is going to be grouped by two different things, okay, at the same time. So here's how we're going to create this. We're going to, let me close this. I want to go to create, and now I'm going to use the query wizard. And I want to do crosstab query wizard. And click OK. All right, and what we want to do here with the tables option button selected, select the account table, and then click next. Then click the state field. Add that. Then next. And then we're going to go to account manager number. Click next. And then we want to use the current due. Okay, and in the functions, we're going to click sum function. All right, then we're going to click next. And the name for the query is going to be state-manager crosstab. So state-manager crosstab. And then click finish. Okay, so we have something went wrong. Maybe I included street instead of state. I think that's what I might have done. Don't know how to get back to that. Design view, maybe? Okay, I did street. This should have been state. There we go. So this is what it should say. So it's grouped by state, and then by account manager within that state. So the account managers are actually the column headings, and then the states are down there. So if you added street instead of state, then make that same change. Okay, then we'll do a quick save up here, and then that is the end of Access Project 2.